Welcome to the Hustle Wing podcast. Today we are joined by Giovanni Gallo, CEO of Ethico, an organization that provides a suite of solutions that help companies manage risk and reinforce healthy working cultures. Hi there, Giovanni. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. Glad to be here. Really excited to join the show.
Thank you for joining us. Please do tell us more about Ethico.
Yeah, so Ethico is on a mission to make the world a better workplace. We know here at Ethico, and I think most people know that there are a lot of bad things that happen in the workplace that can really, ruin people's day or even ruin their lives. And what we see is that most people in this day and age spend most of their waking hours for most of the years of their life in and around work. And we want to do what we can to help improve culture and safety and just the experience of people living in an ethical culture. So a big part of what we do is we support over 8 million employees around the world across over 1,000 companies in their whistleblower hotline, in a way for them to report discrimination, harassment, fraud, and a bunch of other bad things that go on, and try to get those things in front of the team that does care about fixing those problems. The compliance and ethics team we see as one of the heroes within an organization that are unbiased and just have an interest in getting the right thing done. And we try to be a bridge between employees who are having problems, experiencing something, notice something that's wrong or unsafe or whatever it might be, and help them connect in a safe way, at times anonymous if they need to a compliance and ethics professional that can help solve that problem. So we play, our small role in that, but we're really passionate about doing what we can to help people live a better life in the workplace through, that reporting and investigations. We do things around training and learning. We do things around employee screening and vendor and supply chain monitoring and things like that. But to us, it all comes down to trying to make the world a better workplace by making a better and more ethical culture for the people that are at those organizations.
Sure. You touched on compliance and I'm interested in specifically compliance management. I mean, it usually looks different for each company. I want to find out, how do you guys make your service, sort of cater for those diverse businesses that you guys work with?
Yeah, it's a great question and very insightful for you to key in on that. We do work and support ethics experts across a wide range of industries in healthcare, in finance, in manufacturing and technology, in universities and city governments and things like that. And they have a bunch of things that they have in common. They have policies, they need to monitor them, and they have people, and there's diversity and diversion across people's actions. But they also have a lot of things that are different. And part of the way that we solve that is we make sure that our core, our software platform, and then also some of the configuration and the services that we wrap around it are all really focused at our heart of understanding what are the needs of that compliance officer and that compliance team, and making sure that our software system or our company's policies and procedures and things like that can really adapt, because we want someone to be able to do their job better, not learn how to do their job our way. So we have a philosophy with our software that we have high configurability and very low need for custom, software development in order to get it right. And it's something that we spend a lot of time making sure that if this team has 3 people covering 60 different locations, or they have 200 people across 5 locations working a bunch of different specific things, we can index them into our workflow and do automation and collaboration, and all of the things that they need to do. So it's something that we spend a bunch of time kind of building into our foundation, so that when someone new comes on, they can say, well, this is how we do it, and we need to integrate with legal this way and HR this way, that we can facilitate that without them, needing to really change a lot. They can just focus on getting better, not just kind of swapping out to a different format.
Sure. Would you say that software development has changed how we interact with ethical practices in the workspace, or has it just merely amplified it?
Um, I hadn't thought about it that way, but I think it's definitely made it better. And at the same time, kind of there are always several sides to these things. At the same time, it's brought up new challenges. So, to a certain extent, to just look at kind of learning and development, The ability to, instead of just everyone needs to maybe watch this VHS video or come to this training session, we can do micro learning, and we can meet people where they are and they can see it on their mobile and stuff like that. But then that makes adds a challenge of following up differently, right? Like, if someone's sitting in the room for 2 hours, they were there for it. Some other people might not finish the course. But also, I think on balance, it's a force for good because it allows us to customize things better and localize things in languages. It allows us to, give people more easy reminders than they have to come back for a 15-minute session in the middle of the year. So, I think a lot of people have familiarity with the training instance, which is why I use that example. But, on our core products and services, on the front end, we can meet people where they are in different languages and on a different mobile app or different web form a lot more easily than they have to just go to their manager to report this one thing. We can customize or configure different intake forms or methodologies or different ways to get that information, which leads to richer information and faster action by the companies. And then on the back end, there's a lot of really exciting things that we're doing and that really the compliance and ethics industry is kind of waking up to and getting better at around analytics. Because what we're talking about here is the actions of hundreds or thousands of people across, the entire year basically, and seeing how those things can tie together from this bad thing that happened and this policy and this training that did or didn't get done and the culture in this location. We can tie those together with smart analytics that we've built onto our MySim platform in ways that allow leaders to get a better sense of what's going on and to try to pull up from the minutia of individual cases and really see what is going on with my culture at this company.
Nice, nice. Got you there. Want to change gears a little bit. I'm interested in finding out, are there any challenges that you guys face? I mean, you sort of spoke to different moving parts. So I can imagine that there's quite a lot of skills that you guys look for in terms of, hiring people, onboarding people onto the organization. We do have, a diverse network of folks that might be interested in plugging in. Where would you say, you guys need help in terms of skills?
For the people that we're trying to attract to our organization, is that what you're asking for?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's really a constant challenge. Like, we've been growing so quickly, and there's scalability in software and all of that stuff. But we're conscious all the time that we can only achieve our mission. We want to be part of protecting 100 million employees around the world in the next 5 years, and we can only do that by adding great people to our team. Whether we're building software or sending out invoices or taking discrimination calls or doing sales interactions or whatever it is, the core of the impact we want to have and the way to get those things done well is through people. And the biggest challenge is just finding people that fit with our culture. We're a very culture forward company. We hire and select and train and evaluate people on around our 4 core values of servanthood. This is caring about people and being empathetic and understanding the impact on their lives. Accountability. This is do what you say and be transparent and candid, and reality's our friend. And then tenacity. This is dynamic persistence. We need to be a team that's filled with people who are dedicated to our mission. So finding people that fit that is really the biggest challenge. Those things kind of sound nice, but they also demand something of us. And we need people that are going to add to our culture and not water it down as we grow. But the biggest areas that we're growing in are really on our sales and go-to-market team, and that's kind of entry level from kind of direct kind of sales development reps through account managers and customer success and AEs. And then on our software team, we have a really great software team that works across our whole stack. That's really where most of our growth is. In an area that we're really excited to be growing in is in that area of customer success and making sure that we're really doing our best to take care of our customers and drive adoption and success through our platform.
Sure, sure. I want to go back to the organization. I mean, I'm interested in your views in terms of some of the emerging software, because obviously the compliance and ethics space again is constantly changing and is constantly faced with different issues. Are there any emerging softwares that are also in the forefront of sort of trying to help sort of meet or respond to some of the issues that we're seeing in different workspaces and work cultures?
Yeah, so I think some things that we're looking at, a lot of where we're spending our time right now is on the data and analytics and kind of API first integration with other systems, because any company has all of these different systems, right? Their CRM and their ERP and their HRIS and their LMS and a bunch of other like letters that you just kind of keep putting together, right? So integrating around that and drawing insights from that is a really big focus for us. So there are a bunch of things about advanced analytics and data lakes and stuff like that that we're part of contributing to and leading in. And kind of a second big area for us is just around collaboration. Again, this ethics and compliance system and team really kind of touches every part of the organization, right? Like everybody should be acting ethically, has policies that they need to follow, and the compliance team has an interest in that, which makes them very collaborative and also uh, provides a pretty broad sphere of influence, right? Like the marketing team is like more focused on a specific endpoint, and the compliance team is kind of focused everywhere. So things that we can do to better collaborate across systems or allow people easily to SSO into our system to contribute to something, even though they're not like a core power user. Those are things that we're really excited about. We're doing some testing and we're excited about some things in the AI and ML space. But part of what we found is that while there are some things that we're testing on an analytics basis, our market currently seems most interested in not having a black box and not kind of outsourcing some of their thinking or the insights or the references to kind of like a broad natural language neural network or something like that. But also, I think that as AI progresses and it's more easy and scalable to have kind of identified source and references through AI. I think that'll be a really exciting phase for us because the compliance team needs to be able to kind of audit and understand what's coming out and have a high level of reliability. And I think kind of a lot of the current phase of AI applications aren't really there just yet.
Sure. Folks that are interested in reaching out and connecting with Ethico, where can they find you online and social media?
Yeah, you can find us on our website at ethico.com, Ethico. You can find us on LinkedIn as Ethico. And I'd encourage everybody, if you have a concern about or you're interested in economics, justice in the, or I'm sorry, ethics, justice in the workplace, behavioral psychology, and things that are really necessary to build a strong culture in your organization, I'd encourage you to check out our Ethics Verse. That is a live webinar that we do, a new, fresh, exciting topic that is not a veiled sales pitch. It's just about teaching people about ethics in the workplace. We do that every day on Thursday, and we welcome you to join that as well.
Thank you so much, Giovanni. Brilliant conversation it was.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.